For this video, we have a big question to tackle before moving forward with grammar, which concerns vocabulary. When combining two languages to make our Creole, how do we know when one word will be adopted from one language or the other? We really got to ask why choose French for one vocabulary word and Malagasy for another. This is by no means an exhausted list of criteria, but for now, this is how I'm thinking about the vocabulary when I choose. First, we have to consider the basic words, family, colors, time words, swear words, anything our Malagasy speakers would hold on to. And we have to consider taking both, having duplicates or synonyms. We've already done this with the two words for boat. Then we have to see if both languages share the concepts that are implied by the vocabulary. Do certain words fall into the same categories? And is the word even necessary? We will almost always have two choices for one lexical item, but we don't always need two. Somebody go back in time to 1066 and tell this to the Anglos and the Saxons when the French arrive. Frequently used words rarely change. With the exception of sound changes, common words in most language families at least resemble each other. For as many languages as there are in the Indo-European family, and for as much time that has passed, it's clear we have held on to the same words for a long time. Here we can see the words for cat and father. Similar to English, in our Creole, we will sometimes have synonyms. There is a subconscious English tendency to replace Germanic words with French words when trying to sound more academic or formal. This is because of the prestige associated with the French nobility in England. I'm going to carry this over into our basic vocabulary. So when Malagasy speakers want to be more formal or respectful, the French words will be opted in. The origins of words like mother and people will have two forms. Concerning foreign concepts, we can simply ask, does it exist in both languages? If yes, then just keep moving. The vocabulary will tend to come from the superstrate and the grammar from the substrate. If not, we need to determine if it's necessary, if it can be simplified, and does it add anything to the culture that is developing on the island. For example, there are two demonstratives in French, ignoring for the moment plural and gender. Ceci and cela, or really ci and la, that refer to objects depending on their distance to the speaker. Malagasy isn't so simple. For the purposes of our discussion, we will say Malagasy has 7 categories of demonstratives, which denote the distance to the speaker and whether or not the object is visible. That's overwhelming for anyone who's trying to learn this language and who doesn't have it in their first language. How do we translate this to a Creole? First, is it necessary for communication? No. If French speakers, as well as English, Germanic, Romance, Slavic speakers, have lasted this long without a similar system, it's not necessary. Interesting? Yes. Necessary? No. Can it be simplified? Of course. If we really wanted to cut it down to size, we could only keep the nearest and farthest demonstratives, but since these concepts are in the minds of Malagasy speakers, it can't just disappear. How can we maintain some of this, adding elements of culture and perception, and remnants of the language's history? I'd propose that the French speakers would be able to know there were more vocabulary here, but wouldn't be able to grasp the entire system. So their ability to adopt maybe 4 of them, and the Malagasy's ability to realize the miscommunication caused by the others would simplify the system, but maintain something unique. I'd love to hear from everyone. Like and subscribe, and leave a comment. Tell me what words you think will not change in our Creole. Which ones can we maintain from Malagasy? Mostly Malagasy, maybe French. And can you think of any interesting concepts that need to be considered? What's something interesting in one language that might not appear in French or Malagasy? What are we missing? Thanks so much, and I'll see you next time.